Yeah, welcome back to the 10 Count Table Talk Podcast. It's your host, Mr. Wills, and I am chilling with a very special guest, my eldest daughter. Yeah, and so we're riding around the town, we're having our thing, and we're talking superheroes as we prepare for the next little part of segments that we're going to be doing. I just want to start a series where I talk about my favorite superheroes. So, like you already know, you guys have heard multiple lists that we put out, 10 count table talk style, baby. But so far, you guys know where my list stands, man. Number one for me is Batman. And then number two is a general toss up. Right now, we're stuck with Tony Stark, Black Panther, and Spider-Man, all fighting for number two on my list. So that's where we're at. But I would like to get my daughter's perspective. So, Cadence.
Yes.
Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for letting me come on.
Absolutely. So I want to ask you who. Okay. Let me ask you who your top three favorite superheroes are. Top three.
Top three?
Yes. You have top three at least, or if you can.
It's gonna be tough.
All right, just start naming some. Who are some people in here that are heroes and you really like?
Okay. So,
Without thinking too hard, off the top of your head, go. Who do you got?
Wonder Woman.
All right, Wonder Woman. That's a good one. Princess Diana, the Amazon. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So what about Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman.
What do you like about Wonder Woman?
I like that. I don't really know.
Well, I mean, you know a lot about her history, right? She's from the little special island that's hidden from man's eyes, right? All women. There's a whole lot of backstory there we don't have to get into now, but pretty much they are Amazons from way back in the day. Ancient beings of power and strength and will and wisdom. And they rock, man. These warriors rock, man. I'm telling you. All these women can really kick just about anybody's butt.
Yep.
Except Steppenwolf. Didn't do too good against Steppenwolf.
No, they did not.
I have come to enlighten you to the great darkness. Desaad. You know what I'm talking about.
We have no fear!
That's it. Yes, sir. I've come to bathe in your fear. Show him your fear. We have no fear. Yes, sir.
Woo!
Dig it. I love it. All right, Wonder Woman. She's a good one to have on the list, for sure. And you know why I like Wonder Woman? Because out of all the people on Justice League, she'll definitely take her sword and cut somebody's head off. Absolutely. Batman won't do that. He's trying not to be a monster. But Wonder Woman... Wonder Woman... Go ahead.
The only reason Batman won't kill anybody is because he knows how it feels to lose someone.
Yes, Batman's whole thing is there has to be a dividing line, right? With me and the bad guys. If I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get this job done, what makes me different from the bad guys that I'm fighting? Killing. That's what he determined. He determined the thing that makes him different is the willpower not to take a life. So he'll do anything and everything he can. He'll break your arms. He'll break both your legs. He'll break your ribs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He'll choke you out and knock you out, right? All kinds of stuff. Use poison or sleep gas or whatever he's got. But he's not going to kill you. He's going to try not to. You might die. Later on. But he won't know. You know what I'm saying? You're in the hospital while you're recovering from your broken ribs. You might die. That'll be Batman's fault, but he won't know. You know?
Yeah.
All right, so we got Wonder Woman. All right, we know Batman's on my list. We'll talk about Batman later. Wonder Woman, we can talk about some more. Who else is on your list of heroes that you like? Anybody else come to mind?
Black Panther.
Oh yeah, he's on. I told you between him, Tony Stark, and Spider-Man. So if I'm being honest, man, Black Panther and Spider-Man are the only ones really tied for number two. I've always been an Iron Man fan just because of the idea of using your skills to make a shield that becomes a weapon, which is what Iron Man pretty much did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Made all this body armor and then, put some flamethrowers in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, heck yeah. So I'm all right with Iron Man. But Black Panther, man. You're talking about, right? E-Bombay!
E-Bombay!
Now you're talking about a guy who, for one, the Black Panther. So, one thing about when you get the heart-shaped herb, then you get to commune with the ancient spirits of the Black Panthers that came before you. You get all their knowledge too. You get all the wisdom, all their knowledge, all their fighting skills, and you get all that. You have access to that stuff. It's crazy. Like Avatar. Remember how Avatar can talk to, Avatar Roku and the old ones from back in the day and stuff like that? Exactly.
And he can
Something
talk
like
to
that.
animal spirits and stuff.
Something like that. Yep, exactly on the lines of that. But with this, it's a little different just because, like I said, they're all kind of passed away. It's ancient spirits, and so T'Challa, with the MCU and stuff, he becomes Black Panther reluctantly, right? Like, he doesn't take the mantle on because he wants to. Remember? He takes it on because in the MCU version, Bucky, the Winter Soldier, was mind controlled and ended up assassinating his dad. Remember? So King T'Chaka, who was the king and I'm guessing the Black Panther at the time, was murdered. You know what I'm saying? While they're on some, political whatever. So boom, now we got T'Challa, you know what I'm saying, who's now king and the Black Panther protector, right, of the people. And boom, the movie takes off. What a great movie, right? What a great movie. And then even in the comic books from back in the day, if you don't know nothing about this, because this is way before your time, but even in the comic books back in the day, the King T'Challa has a lot to do with a lot of the Marvel stuff, man. Vibranium and his access to it, he definitely will not allow anyone to just come into Wakanda. You know what I'm saying? So there's a whole lot of stuff that he gets involved in that's really, really cool, man. Storm, he and Storm become a thing. They get like married. Like, you might not know that, but that's a comic book thing. Storm from the X-Men. She is also African. And then, yeah, they do have a relationship after a while. So, the Black Panther absolutely deserves to be on anybody's list. Alright, let me think of who else we got out there. Spider-Man for sure. I'm trying not to talk about Spider-Man though, because I have like a whole list of things like that I want to talk about. And I don't have my notes on me now. Right now, we're just talking about our favorite heroes. So, I'm gonna say Deadpool, even though he's not necessarily a hero. He's not on my, he's not on my top 10 list necessarily. He might, maybe top 10. I can see Deadpool in my top 10. I don't remember what my top 10 list is. It's been a long time since I made that list, but he could definitely be on my top 10. Super sarcastic, making a whole lot of jokes, right?
He's really fun.
He's hilarious. He's not a nice guy, but he's so funny. Like, that's why it works. He's literally the best version of a comic book sociopath you could get.
Yep.
Like, really. If you're not going to be a crazy person, you could at least be a sociopath. And that's what we get with Deadpool. He's kind of a crazy person, but he's more of a sociopath. Sociopaths, for anyone that doesn't know, it means you don't really have a connection to other people's emotions. You do things, and you don't think necessarily how they're going to, how is someone going to feel about this, right? I'm gonna release this grenade into the crowd, and not thinking about how many people will be hurt or scared by what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Or potentially die.
Yeah, sociopath. Like I said, I'm paraphrasing. I'm driving. I don't have my phone out, but it's pretty much, it's an emotional disconnection between you and everything else. Literally. So, and there's a lot of people in heroes in the roles that are like that. Bruce Banner actually is a sociopath, believe it or not. The Hulk made him a sociopath, though. He didn't start out that way. Bruce Banner lost control. You already know. You know the story with the Hulk, right? He lost control. And then the Hulk, because the Hulk is just rage, you know what I'm saying? So with that being the way the Hulk operates, easily it just kind of jacked up Bruce Banner, man. He's no longer able to just be a normal person. You know what I mean?
Control made me a little bit weird.
Right? Being a little bit weird. Right, dude? You know what I mean? That's real. Hey, that's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry. Yikes. That's terrifying. But that's what I'm talking about. That's not normal. You know what I mean? So, a lot of the things that I admire about heroes are the fact that they have so many flaws. So many flaws, man. The thing that makes you a hero is, do you let these flaws get the better of you? You know what I'm saying? Or do you suck it up and do what you can to help the people that can't do? You know what I'm saying? Because that's pretty much what heroes do. Well, somebody's less fortunate than me, or somebody's weaker than me. Batman's a daggone rich ninja. Like, If I'm not
What's your superpower? I'm rich.
I'm rich. You feel me? But if I'm not a ninja and I'm getting beat up by ninjas, I would hope Batman could help. That'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what am I gonna do? If I got a gun, that's different. But or sword, maybe. But if you don't know how to fight with your sword, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Get chopped up by ninjas. That's what you're gonna do. Yeah. Don't. I know how to use this.
I will hurt you with
I will. Right? Don't make me use this. Don't you dare.
I have no idea how to use it.
Tink, smack that sword out of his hand. Tink, coward. You don't know how to use it, right? Weak.
Weakling!
Like your parents. Hilarious, yeah. Hilarious. Every time I hear the word weak, that's all I think about. Freaking Palpatine from Star Wars. Remember that?
No.
Yeah, no, you don't remember that? Yeah.
That was years ago.
Palpatine. I think this one was episode 9, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but he was like,
I have no idea, so I can't.
yeah, man. Palpatine was talking to Rey. Hey, Rey can be another one. She's another hero, I'd say. And she kind of came out of nowhere, really. But I think that, a lot of people really don't necessarily like the last couple movies that Star Wars put out because of how quickly they went. But like, you're talking about Rey, who is literally just at the time a Force-sensitive kid, and then you find out her granddad is Emperor Palpatine. Oh my God. So yeah, he's talking to her and he's trying to get her to join the dark side, and she's like, nah, I'm with the Jedi. And he was like, weak, like your parents. Yeah? Talking about his own kid. Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? Like Palpatine, boy. That's about as evil as it gets. Anyway, heck yeah. So okay, let's see. If we put Star Wars in there, is there anybody from Star Wars you'd put on your heroes list? I put Obi-Wan Kenobi on my list, man. I'm telling you. Obi-Wan Kenobi for sure. The General, let's go. The General's on my list for sure. I gotta show you some lightsaber battles, man. Out of all the guys that fought with a lightsaber, that's one of my faves in the movies, man. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I'm gonna have to stay Luke.
Okay, yeah. I like it. OG. Yeah, man, Luke Skywalker. That's a good one. All the potential in the world, man. All the potential in the world. And some people didn't like the way he passed away either. Remember that?
In the movies?
Yep, in The Last Jedi. So what happened was it was the second in that trilogy they released for Kylo Ren and Rey and them, right? So what happened was Kylo Ren had the rebel base and they were jacked up. Remember, like, it was the rebels, and there was only a little bit of them, and they were locked in, like the rebel base was up against like a mountain. Remember, like some crystal foxes, like shiny foxes? They were like running around in there, and it was like all snowy and stuff. And so Luke Skywalker, projected himself. Remember? He like literally made a physical copy of himself and sent it across the daggone galaxy or whatever to confront Kylo Ren. And it took an incredible amount of force and energy, like literally took all of his life. Literally. It was so intense that it took all his life. And at the end of it, his body faded into and became a part of the Force. And that's how Luke Skywalker died. And it doesn't happen like that to everybody. Not everybody gets dematerialized when they die. I mean, if you remember on Star Wars Episode 3, there's a lot of dudes that are Jedis that are trying to help. And those dudes are getting blasted. Remember? And they just die. No dematerializing them for you. Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's dematerialized. That means you just dissolve and your robe is still there. You know what I mean? No body, nothing. You know what I'm saying? There's no body, no corpse, nothing. You're gone. Luke did it. Obi-Wan's did it. Yoda's did it. Leia did it. Princess Leia.
She was a Jedi?
She was a Jedi, dude.
What?
Yeah, look, Cadence
Nancy.
Now we gotta get back into those movies. We gotta go back and rewatch. Hey, listen, fans of the show, she will know. She will have all of the knowledge. Yes, so what happened was they showed us in The Last Jedi. No, I think it was the last movie, actually, the Rise of Skywalker. So, in The Last Jedi, at the end of that, Luke Skywalker, he dematerializes, his body's gone. Luke Skywalker is a part of the Force now. That's it. Right? And then, as the next movie starts, as The Rise of Skywalker starts, Rey is getting trained. She's doing training. Right? She's like, all right, and she calls Leia Master. That was the first thing that I noticed in that movie. She calls Leia Master. Never called her Master before. So then they show